Okay, greeting guys. Welcome back to another episode on Dr. DIY's channel. Today I'm going to basically update the kitchen lighting. Okay, because as you can see at the right hand side here, it is powered by LED light, which is daylight. Okay, and at the left hand side here is actually powered by a T8 fluorescent warm light. You can see. Okay, and what is the impact? Right, let me just share with you my experience. When we are working at this part, the eyes is a bit strained due to the color of the light, and it is much more warmer here. Okay, it is much more warmer here due to the nature of the lighting, because it's warm light and it is not LED. It's not efficient light efficient. But for this side, it is very soothing and cooling to the eyes because it is daylight and it is LED. So basically I have mounted the stripes on the hood, and it's going inside and it's going underneath the cabinet, right, all the way to the end. This is one strip of LED light. Okay, and they are powered by 12 volt, so you can see. So initially this cooker hood had lighting inside. This is a halogen light of if I'm not mistaken 12 volt 20 watts D0.3 ME. I think it's a H6 type of bulb. Okay, and these halogen bulbs are those conventional type, okay, traditional one. Those olden days cooker hood used to have this type of halogen bulbs. Nowadays modern cooker hoods all with LED integrated lights. Okay, these halogen bulbs, they generate enormous amount of heat to the extent that one particular time my son accidentally touched the lens of the light when the lights were on. He burned his hand or blister because it was tremendously hot. So ever since then I discard the usage of this. The casing is still there, but the wiring has been removed, the bulb has been removed, and has been modified. The circuitry inside has been modified so that it produces 12 volt to power up this version of lights. Okay, and this lights has been on now for quite some time, and I can touch it, no problem, no heat generated. Okay, when it's cooking, the heat generated, there is no any harm left on the lights, right? No problem at all. So I am planning now to upgrade the lighting this side, okay, to all LED stripes. So without further ado guys, let's get the show started. Okay guys, I have basically measured the temperature for the T8 fluorescent warm light. Now is about 5 minutes or so, or 6 minutes. Temperature is showing 60 degrees Celsius. So I'm using a thermocouple method. So the sensor is placed at the light. Okay, so now it's already 7 minutes or so. It is showing me 59 to 60 degrees Celsius. So the same amount of time we are going to measure for the LED light, for the white light. Okay, we see what is the difference. Okay, a quick update. It's about 7 minutes or so. Okay, and the temperature has been very much constant, not moving more than 40 to 41, and it is being tapped to the LED light. This LED light, which is SMD 5050. I will inform you what is the meaning later. Okay, so it has been tapped. The thermocouple has been tapped to the light for about 7 minutes or so now, and the temperature has been very much constant of 41. Comparing it to the previous T8 fluorescent light, which is about 60 degrees. Okay, about the same time. So you can see the significant reduction in the temperature. Now this reduction, you might think it is small, but eventually guys, if you can manage to save this reduction, you directly save your electricity bill, right? That's why it's encouraged to go on all LED lights as possible, okay, to eliminate fluorescent lights or the bulb type of lights or any halogen lights in your house. Okay, so let's proceed with the works. Okay, what I have with me here is a strip of LED lights. This is a SMD 5050. What is the meaning of it is the size of the LED light. Okay, this is a single SMD 5050, means in other words the light is a single type and the dimension is this. So when the number goes up, the number goes down, let's say is, for example, maybe it's 3443, then the light size will be smaller, okay, hence the brightness will be a bit lower compared to this. Okay, so if I'm not mistaken, I think SMD 5050 is the largest. If I'm not mistaken, maybe you may correct me in the description below. Later you can comment down there. Okay, and at the same time, these LED strip lights are very convenient to use. Why? Because you can measure your desired length and you may cut them at places where you have this copper part here. Okay, they have already written it is recommended, or this is the preferred place to cut. You cannot cut anywhere else because there are diodes or resistors used for balancing the lights of the LED. So you cannot cut here because it will affect the LED lighting. So you have to cut here. At the same time, once you cut here at the middle, okay, you may solder the wires positive negative on the copper itself using a LED, okay, and you may direct it towards 12 volt DC input to power up the lights, because these lights are powered by 12 volt DC input. Now you might be thinking, where am I to get 12 volt? Because now my socket here, this is 240 volt AC. So many of you are going to buy the driver online. They sell the driver, correct? But bear in mind that there is also another cheap way. Okay, if you have a lot of adapters in your house, this type of adapters, handphone adapter, maybe your portable shaver adapter, wireless cordless adapter, whatsoever adapter, please have a look at the sticker. Okay, because the sticker here will indicate what is the output of the adapter. In this case, the output is 9 volt 1 ampere, so not sufficient to be used for this light. So you need to find an adapter which is 12 volts, like so. Okay, so in my case, I have the adapter. Wait, let me just take the adapter. So I have two different type of adapters. One is 12 volt 2500 milliamp, one more is 12 volt 600 milliamp. So obviously the higher the amperes, the better, right? So I may use any one of these. Okay, you can see here the output. So it gives you 12 volt. Okay, so this adapter, and this adapter, it gives you 12 volt DC also. Okay, so you may not buy the driver. Okay, right, how the driver looks like. How the driver looks like, it is something like this. You can see. Okay, DC output 12 volt. I bought for 10 ampere because I need to use, or I'm using this driver to do testing for different type of circuitry. That's why I'm using 10 ampere. So the driver is going to be something like this, but it's going to be much more smaller because you're obviously not going to buy for 10 ampere. You're going to buy just like for 1 or 2 ampere will do. So this is how the driver looks like. Okay, where you tap in your incoming and your outgoing. So this is the driver, right? You can it is available in a lot of specs. What is the output you need, whether it's 12 volt 5 volt 6 volt, a lot of specs. Okay, so this driver basically you may save in buying this by using this type of adapters, right? They are easily available. Sometimes you can recycle them, alright, based on your old phones which you are not using, but the adapters you have there and so forth, etc, etc. So in my case, I'm going to use this adapter and I'm going to install the light. So let's get started. Okay, so the LED strip has been cut at the end here. Okay, at the total length which I need is about 3.18 meters. Alright, so this is a SMD 5050 lighting. And what is the meaning of SMD? Is a surface mounted device or a diode. Okay, diode, and it claims that it is much more efficient than those conventional LEDs because this surface mounted diode is on a substrate. Okay, this is a substrate which is plated by copper, and they claim that mounting in such a way on a substrate with the diode and also your resistor will give you a better quality of lighting than those individual LEDs. Okay, and what is the meaning of 50-50? 50-50 simply implies that the length of the LED is 5 mm by 5 mm. Okay, so that is the meaning of 5050. So 5.0 mm and this is 5.0 mm. So that is the meaning of 50-50. So let's say if you get a number of 3420, so here will be 3.4 mm and the length or the height will be 20 mm. So 3.4 mm by 2.4 mm, which will give you 3420, SMD 3420. So that is how you see. Okay, so if I'm not mistaken, the biggest is 50-50, right? So they have twin 50-50. What's the meaning of twin? Means you have double lighting, up one and down one. So this stripe basically will be broader a bit. So you have two lights, up here and one down here. Okay, so it will be much more brighter. So this type is non-waterproof because it's all being you can see it's all exposed. Okay, it's not waterproof. If you can also buy the waterproof one where it is closed with a silicone tube. Okay, obviously the brightness will be reduced because it's already closed, right? So in this case we do not need to be waterproof because the application is in the kitchen cabinet, so it is not subjected to water, so it's okay. So I'm going to use this adapter. This adapter basically I'm using it for another spotlight, and the connector is EC5, you can see. So I'm going to solder the wire to the bullet of the EC5 female. So this I got the female connector here. I'm going to solder it. Okay, I think this one leave it to self preference what type of connectors you want to use. Okay, has been soldered. Just to share some tip. After you solder, just put a bit of the solder lead onto your tip of your soldering machine or gun, okay, to prevent the nozzle or the tip from oxidification. That's what I normally do. So when I next want to use it, when I make it hot, that thing will just melt and drop off, and the nozzle will be clean, easy for me to do my soldering. Okay, so I've made the connector. Okay, EC5. So it will go to my adapter, and I'm just using a normal connector here. So this guy now is going to go to the end of the LED strip. Originally you have wire, so I need not to solder any wire now. So I'm just going to connect it here, and I'm going to place it under the kitchen cabinet. Right, so just to inform you, when you purchase this type of light, normal circumstances, it comes with a adhesive tape. Normally they will write back 3M, okay, but it is questionable whether the quality is 3M or not. However, even though if it's 3M, the quality, and if you use this double-sided tape, over time, due to the heat of the light, the adhesiveness will be poor and the light will drop because there's no bonding anymore between the light and the base. So this is from my experience. So what I will advise is, when you use this adhesive, just take out the tape here. When you apply the light on the base, on where you intend to fix this, okay, onto the adhesive here, okay, obviously you got to remove this, you got to remove this, right, you just got to remove that, okay. Once you remove that, yeah, there, so you have already removed this, right. So onto here you apply a thin line of silicone glue, okay, silicone agent. In this case it is clear, okay, this is clear, right. So this silicone agent or this glue, you just put one line all the way until the length you need, and then slowly apply it to the base. It will not fall, but if you think it is going to fall, just use a paper tape to tape it temporarily until it fully cures. Then you can remove the paper tape. This thing fully cures is about, give and take, 7 hours, but normally fully bond and cure 1 day, 24 hours, right? So you got no, and it's also heat resistance and waterproof, so got no problem on this application. So that is my recommendation if you want to do such, which I will be doing it. Okay, so I've already taken out the adhesive paper and I put a layer of the silicone gum. Okay, just put one line and then you stick it up. Okay guys, so the light has been installed, the LED light has been installed. So the outcome, the brightness is like this. So this is the brightness, very much satisfactory. And this was the original Florescent light. It was not T8. T8 is those long one. This is the short one. So this is T5 and is 14 watts. Okay, it is also very hot. Okay, it generates a lot of heat. Remember first when I showed you the temperature. Okay, so this is no more in usage, sorry. So you can see, obviously there is a reflection here. Okay, so if you do not want to have this reflection, you can add a type of a diffuser onto the lights here. Okay, they got sell the diffuser, but the diffuser, bear in mind, when you add a diffuser, it will diffuse the light from falling down the surface. Hence you will have a reduction in brightness. So but for me it's not an issue. Okay, so you can see the brightness. So this side and that is the other side. So it's almost, it's okay, it's the same. So and then basically this is how the wiring went, right? It's just connect to the connector here, and then I just nicely just tuck in here. Okay, you may have your own way of doing it, no problem, but the objective, you may use this rather than the adapter or the driver. Okay, this is 12 volt. So I hopefully it gives you some information on how you can save energy and also the impact of using fluorescent light versus LED light. Okay, because you can see the reduction in temperature. I will put the link in the description below where I purchased this. Okay, and some useful information where you guys think you can make use of it. Okay guys, till we meet again now, checking out from Dr. DIY channel. Stay safe and have a nice